and we are going to see a Togekiss in the lead. Horrible lead for us. Lead Giratina into the Granbull. This is another horrible lead, obviously. And we're leading Giratina into Registeel. Another lead that is not very favorable for us. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a really great video. I did reach rank 9 and we're going to take a look at those battles. But before we get into that, I have a few things we have to talk about regarding the channel. And the first thing is, you may have noticed in some of my recent videos that a lot of the ratings have been disabled. And that's simply because my channel has, for whatever reason, been attacked by a dislike bot. Dating back to about just over a week ago, maybe the past 8 or so videos have been constantly being attacked by a dislike bot. So as soon as I upload the videos, they get probably 50 dislikes within the first 20 minutes or so. There are times where I have more dislikes than views. It's pretty ridiculous, and basically what happens is YouTube stops recommending my videos once the dislikes greatly outnumber the likes. So that's the reason why some videos have been re-uploaded, and that's the reason why a lot of my videos lately have not been doing as well. The channel has really started to suffer in terms of growth. They just hit today my most popular video, my triple shadow team video, which was close to 6,000 views and had like 98% like ratio. They started attacking that today. That video now has about a 50% or 60% like ratio, has like 50 dislikes out of nowhere, and it's just rising. If you guys want to support me, you could just smash the like button on this video, smash on whatever video I upload. It really helps me out. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep uploading, basically tell these bots to themselves. Let's get into the video now. So basically today we're going to be running the same team, Giratina in the lead, Shiftry, Safe Switch, and Swampert in the back. This team has been doing really well for me. First matchup against Mo 4-2 came 4, and we are going to see a Togekiss in the lead. Horrible lead for us, obviously. And you know, my only switch is technically Swampert. Even Swampert isn't a great switch for the Togekiss. So what I'm going to decide to do here actually is just go for as much damage as I can against the Togekiss with the Giratina, not switching out, and progress from there. I can't really do anything because if I switch in the Swampert and they switch out, the Togekiss is going to eat the Shiftry and the Giratina alive in the end. So basically I'm at a point where I just have to sack the Giratina, obviously. And you can see here, we did quite a bit of damage to that Togekiss. And when I bring the Swampert in, most likely it's running like Ancient Power Flamethrower. It's going to resist all the moves it throws. So this is pretty good for us. Ancient Power comes. As long as it doesn't get the boost, we're fine. Now we can't farm down with Mud Shot, obviously, because it's doing no damage. So I do have to commit to the Hydro Cannons here. And let's see if our opponent chooses to shield this. They actually do choose to shield. And that's a pretty interesting strategy because obviously I cannot Mud Shot. So they know that I'm going to have to throw a bunch of Hydro Cannons. But at the same time, if they want to do this, they're going to burn their shields. And it's going to be up to Shiftry in the back. And without that Togekiss, Shiftry with 2 shields could put in some work. So let's see what happens. They actually choose to burn their second shield. So I'm up 2 shields now. They were able to farm down the Swampert. But I'm able to bring in the Shiftry here, and I'm able to farm down with the Snarl. But that one charm did do a lot of damage. So now it's basically Shiftry against whatever's in the back. And let's see what happens here. Shiftry with 2 shields. Very OP Pokemon. It's a Swampert. The fact that they bring out Swampert first, I have no idea what is going on. They like tried to trick me into going for Leaf Blade against the Shiftry or something. I mean, I would go for Leaf Blade against Shiftry anyway, so not sure exactly what happened there. But basically, you can see here, our opponent is in a world of hurt because both Shiftry and Swampert cannot do anything to a Shiftry with 2 shields. So all I gotta do here basically is commit my shields, and even if I get hit by that Hydro Cannon or even an Earthquake from the Swampert in the back, we're gonna end up winning this game. So I'm gonna let this first charge move go through here. Just to be a little safe, you know, because obviously I wouldn't want to be put into Earthquake range or something for the Swampert. So I'm going to save the shield just in case the Swampert just goes crazy somehow. And as you can see, we actually get to the Leaf Blade, and we're going to end up taking this match despite facing a very unfavorable lead in the Togekiss. And Shiftry in the back, we ended up winning with the shield to spare as well. So good game there. 1-0 to start this set. Moving into the next game is Kochi Tufu. And let's see what we're going to lead here. Lead Giratina into the Granbull. This is another horrible lead, obviously. So another Charmer lead. And pretty much the same situation as the last game. We cannot switch. If we run into a Charmer lead, honestly, it's probably better to run into the Charmer in the lead than in the back. But basically, I'm just going to stay in here with the Giratina. And I kind of prefer that they let me get off these charge attacks without me having to burn a shield. Like if they go for a charge move, I don't want to commit a shield. So I prefer just getting them really low. They actually ended up burning a shield there, so that's perfect for us. And this is a pretty decent situation, to be honest. Gonna bring in the Swampert. And we do have to worry about the charge moves here. Could be a close combat. Would not want to get hit by that. It's actually a crunch. Would still do a decent amount. And we do get to the Hydro Cannon here. Let's see if the Granbull chooses to shield. Because we are running 2 Pokemon weak, 2 Charmers, it's very unlikely that they're going to be running double Charm. If they are, then we're absolutely going to get demolished. But they bring in Giratina, so that's very good for us. And we are going to take this first Dragon Claw. That's totally fine. And a lot of these people are running Swampert in the back. So if he's running Swampert in the back, for example, we are in a pretty good situation now because Shiftry can do quite well against Giratina and the Swampert. And the Shiftry match against Swampert is just so dominant that you don't even need shields, really. So we're definitely going to tank this first move here. Going to be a Dragon Claw from the Giratina. And you can see because Shiftry is quite glassy, it does still do a decent amount of damage. And I'm going to go for the foul play here. And because they're not switching out, I'm starting to think they definitely have Swampert in the back. So the Giratina goes down. It ends up being a Poliwrath, which is actually a little bit tricky because it does have Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch, both which will be hitting Shiftry for super effective damage. So this is not the greatest situation for us. And we could definitely tank 1 Ice Punch, but we don't want to take a Dynamic Punch. So I didn't want to risk it. I chose to shield that here. And we do generate energy very quickly. I'm going to get off this Leaf Blade here. But at this point, I know that Shiftry actually is more important for this match than the Swampert. So I bring in the Swampert here to take this damage. Was hoping I might be able to get to a Hydro Cannon first, but we weren't. And he actually goes for Dynamic Punch, which is even better for us because I did not want him to farm any energy. And I should be able to beat the Poliwrath to the charge move here. We do have to undertap because that issue has not been fixed yet. So I'm very careful when using Shiftry that I don't overtap. We actually beat it to the Leaf Blade and we end up taking that game again despite the very unfavorable lead in the front with the Granbull. So we're 2-0 heading into match number 3 against Girosa 4. And we're leading Giratina into Registeel. Another lead that is not very favorable for us. But we could win this lead. It's a little tricky of a situation, but because we're running Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak, you actually could win this matchup against Registeel. So let's see how it plays out. I think Registeel would have to hit like 3 Flash Cannons in order to knock out the Giratina. So definitely gonna let the first one go through. As you can see, they're not really doing anything. Still doing more than the Shadow Sneaks, of course. But that Shadow Claw damage is adding up in comparison to the lock-on damage. So we go for another Shadow Sneak here. And it does go through again. And the Registeel is in the yellow. Now this Flash Cannon will not KO again, so we could make the decision here to not shield. This time I do choose to shield. And I want to see if I could start pressuring their own Registeel to give up some shields. Which realistically probably will not happen until it's very low and they start realizing that they may lose the match. Like here, for example, they may choose to shield the next one. So I'm going to let this Flash Cannon go through. Already shielded once, so we don't have to shield this one. And he pretty much can't lock on farm us down. So I'm pretty comfortable here. And this time I choose to go for the Dragon Claw, expecting the shield to come out. So I go for the Dragon Claw. The shield does come up, so that's great for us because now I'm going to be able to beat him to another charge move, which is another Dragon Claw. So now he has to decide whether he wants to spend 2 shields or let it go through. He chooses to burn both shields and he switches out. So he did farm me down, but now he switch locked himself into this Shiftry matchup. And because I have a shield, this is very dominant for us. So that Dragon Claw bait with the Giratina versus the Registeel really played a factor, because if he didn't shield that, we would have pretty much lost the lead. But he definitely did not want to give up the lead at that point, so he was forced to burn both shields. And then he switch locked himself into this match. So Shiftry comes in, and as you can see, Shiftry has an absolute field day with the Giratina, so we are going to get off this foul play. And now, if he has a Swampert in the back, which a lot of people are running, this is going to be a GG. So let's see what happens. Still has that Registeel as well, which is very low. And unfortunately, the Registeel does have energy. But this is fine, because basically I'm going to shield here, and I'm going to farm down with Snarl. Because he brings in Registeel, I kind of think he has Swampert. And that's why I chose to shield there. And now I have enough energy for a Leaf Blade. Swampert comes in. And as you can see there, we are going to end up taking this game. So what he was hoping to do was to bring in the Registeel, go for that charge move, and hope that I let the Shiftry go down there so that the Swampert wouldn't have to deal with it in the back. But doing that kind of gave me an idea that he might have Swampert in the back because he didn't want to bring in that third Pokemon first. So I decided to shield, and we actually built up enough energy for 2 Leaf Blades, which ended that Swampert. And Giratina here is number 4. Giratina versus Swampert, finally a favorable lead for us. And even this matchup isn't a guaranteed win. Swampert, of course, with that Earthquake threat, could be a decent threat to Giratina. So let's see what happens here. You're going to go for the Dragon Claws, of course. I still obviously prefer this matchup in the Giratina's favor. Obviously, it's much more favorable for Giratina than it is for the Swampert, especially at even energy. So I'm going to choose to shield this, expecting the Earthquake to come out. Obviously, Giratina can survive the Earthquake, but didn't want to risk it there. So, going to go for the Dragon Claw. And this Swampert probably will not choose to shield anything. So we do get to one more Dragon Claw. Now, if he's going for Earthquake, he may choose to shield this one just to get it off. So let's see. Chooses to let it go down. Okay, so brings in the Registeel. And again, this isn't the worst matchup for us, to be honest. I'm totally fine with this. We are down a shield. I have Swampert in the back for this Registeel once my Giratina goes down. And we'll have to see what his third Pokemon is. Hopefully it's something that's weak to the Shiftry. So let's see. It's going to be a Flash Cannon, of course. Not going to shield that. And I'm not going to choose to burn any shields in this match because I highly expect this Registeel to preserve both of its shields, and I do not want to go down 2 shields to 0 in the last matchup. So just going to choose to pretty much let the Giratina go down here, especially because we have Swampert in the back, which has such a favorable matchup against the Registeel. There's really no need to commit to any shields in that match. So now the Registeel's at about half health. Gonna bring in the Swampert. At this point, the Registeel is pretty much in Hydro Cannon range, so there's no point to really build up for an Earthquake. And we're trying to get this off before they get to a charge move. Hydro Cannon should not KO though, so they will likely get to one charge move here. Most likely a Focus Blast, which is going to do a very healthy amount, but obviously it's not going to KO the Swampert, so I'm not going to burn a shield. Would have farmed down there. They actually bring in Armored Mewtwo. So I'm going to do some chip damage here with Swampert, but this is still a very tricky matchup because a lot of these Armored Mewtwo's are running Dynamic Punch. So what I want to do here is apply a lot of shield pressure with this Swampert. And if I could get both shields here, that'd be amazing because at that point it's pretty much game over. He chose to let that one go through. That's fine. And at this point I didn't want the Mewtwo to farm down, so I switched out into the Shiftry. I am very scared of a Dynamic Punch here, but I choose to let it go because I know I can at least tank one. As you can see there, it did a lot of damage, but we were able to tank it. Now at this point we have to shield no matter what it is, even if it's Psy Strike. It is Psy Strike. I go for the foul play here, or no, I go for the Leaf Blade here, hoping to get the bait. He chooses to shield, so that's great. Now we should be able to beat it to a foul play. Have to watch for the under tap, or the over tap rather. So we do get to the foul play here. This is going to KO the Mewtwo, and we're going to end up taking that game. Once the Registeel is still there. Forgot about the Registeel, but he actually chooses to back out. Swampert would have handled the Registeel regardless. So end up taking the game. We're 4-0 now. Heading into match number 5 against Nacho Perez Pina. We are going to be leading Giratina into another Swampert. So again, a pretty good matchup for us here. So we didn't have any like clear dominant lead wins in this set, but Swampert vs Giratina is pretty good and a lot better than facing those Charmers we faced at the start. So we'll take Swampert all day. He switches into Granbull, so now I could safely bring in the Swampert here. And obviously these charms do a lot of damage, but we charge up to Hydro Cannon so quickly. I'm trying to get enough for back-to-back Hydro Cannons here. See if I could get some shields. So Hydro Cannon does come through. He chooses to shield that. We have enough for a second Hydro Cannon, but he does beat us to the charge move. So definitely going to shield here. And we should be able to get this Hydro Cannon plus one more. So let's see how our opponent chooses to play this out. Going for the Hydro Cannon here. And he chooses to let that one go. So I actually should beat him to another Hydro Cannon. And because he's so low here, actually, it's very unlikely he's going to burn another shield. Let's see if he does. No, he chooses to let it go. Which is probably the smart move there. Brings in Swampert. And you know what this means. It's Shiftry time. So Shiftry's going to come in here. Absolutely go to work. We don't have to shield anything here. Earthquake would hurt a little bit. You can see, even though Earthquake's resist, it still does over half our health damage. Brings in Muck. This is not the... I go for Foul Play here, which was a mistake. I wasn't expecting Muck to come in, that's why I went for it. I was just clicking it. But it is Muck. And I bring in Giratina. So Muck beats both Giratina and Shiftry. So this is really tricky. And not sure how we will be able to get out of this match here. So what I'm doing here is going for the Dragon Claws. And the thing about this particular matchup is that Shiftry generates energy a lot quicker than the Giratina. But not only that, I also need the Shiftry for that Swampert in the back. So I let the Giratina go down here. And I'm just going to go straight Leaf Blades here. Because I know that Shiftry could beat that Swampert. And I need to go for the Leaf Blade. He chooses not to shield. That's fine. We get to a... He actually switched down to Swampert, which is amazing for us because it's going to sack the Swampert. He actually chose to burn a shield too. Oh my goodness. So this is going to allow us to win the game basically. Because all I have to do here is shield and over farm here. We have to over farm enough for a second Leaf Blade. So you see 1 Snarl, 2 Snarl. Now I go for it because I don't want to get hit by the Hydro Cannon. We are probably 1 Snarl away from the Leaf Blade. And it's going to be a race against that Muck. So I hit it under tap. Under tap, we beat the Muck to the charge move. Leaf Blade. Shiftry is so overpowered. It's such an amazing Pokemon. And we end up taking that match again despite the very difficult situation of a Alolan Muck in the back. Managed to pull that off. And we ended up going 5-0 in this set. And that is going to pull us into rank 9. So we have officially reached rank 9. And we're over 2500 ELO. This team is really good. It does have its weaknesses, of course, but when played right and when you get a little bit of luck in terms of the team comps you face, you could do very well with it. So it is a team I'm going to keep on experimenting with. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.